down, you didn't ask me, you just molded through. Pushed up in my body, and let me cold, dude. Looked me in the eyes and said it wasn't enough froze too. I was 3 the first time I meant to give in. By the time I meant to, I could escape my body vanish. Endure discomfort and abuse, ignore it and abandon. My temple rocked my skin and bones, I fled them when it panicked. We was friends, I liked you, but I wasn't ready for it. After I laid awake, it shocked my gut and not a torment. As numbness set in, I imagine fairy tales above me. Maybe we could be the perfect couple, but then you shook me away. Became so cold and distant. I thought that maybe it was something inside that I was missing, or something about the way I looked outside. My pride was drifting. Thank God my loved ones helped me, let me cry dry eyes and listen. And we're gonna get it. Women in hip hop, that's right. We'll get into the arena. It's something I never told you. And ready to get it. Protect, cherish, love, and respect you. Anybody. Okay, look. Huh? Okay. Ooh, y'all. I can't even wait. I don't even know if that was a full 30 seconds. The juicy episode that I have for us today is just absolutely remarkable. So, um, welcome to the Let's Make a Classic podcast. Today is Wednesday, June 11th. So, you know that today is a Women in Hip Hop Wednesdays episode. These have been, I guess this is the 6th week in a row that we've done Women in Hip Hop Wednesdays. And this is the first time that we are streaming live on YouTube, on the Coco Peila YouTube. So tap in. We're also here on IG Live. And I don't know, next week we might even get on Facebook, but let's hop into it. So I'm Coco Peila, MC, multi-hyphenate hip hop artist, cultural organizer, and the music midwife. So sometimes people ask me like, well, what is a music midwife? It's like a songwriting coach, but hella better. I specialize in helping world-class artists birth their most precious, purpose-driven songs into the world. And I also, as a solo artist, I make music that moves the culture forward. So welcome, come fuck with me. I cannot wait. So tonight we are getting into value. We're going to get real about value, about genius, and about what it means to stand on business. This is one of those like buzz phrases that we hear a lot these days, right? Oh, I'm standing on business. She stood on business. They standing on business. Okay. But what does it mean to stand on business in a world that tries to pay Black women in crumbs? Let's begin with this. Fine art sells for millions, and I'm not mad at the artists that make fine art. Get your coin, okay? Fine art sells for millions. Hip hop saves lives. So why are we still hesitating to honor our own? They frame their genius, we stream ours. What's the price of a song that sparks a revolution, or a body of work that becomes the sonic backdrop for a movement? Tonight, we're talking about the economics of Black feminist hip hop, the labor behind the bars, and what it looks like to divest from systems that exploit us and build something that actually serves us. This convo is for every Black woman who gave the culture everything and got crumbs in return, and for those who see us, who stand with us, and who are ready to do things differently. So let's talk about legacy. Let's talk about how this world assigns $1 million value to brushstrokes and canvas, as they should, but turns around and asks Black women to go viral for free. Just so we're clear, the most expensive painting ever sold, y'all ready for this? Salvator Mundi by Leonardo da Vinci was sold for $450.3 million at Christie's in 2017. The highest selling American painting, Untitled, by Jean-Michel Basquiat. That sold for 110.5 million at Sotheby's, also in 2017. Now, it is Pride Month, so you feel me? Shout out to Basquiat, a Black, queer, first generation Haitian American from Brooklyn, a graffiti artist, a genius who pivoted, I think it was at the age of 20, and decided, you know what, I'm going to pivot from being a graffiti artist. His tag was same old, SAMO, which I'm told was short for same old shit. And he pivoted from that to focus on painting. And now Basquiat's framed around the globe, right? Collected, priceless, which is so dope. And I love his work. But meanwhile, the Black women who made hip hop magnetic, who soundtracked revolutions, raised generations, birthed genres, are still fighting for streaming pennies and proper recognition. And if you saw my Hello 7 episode where Rachel Rogers, the CEO of Hello 7 and the world-class business coach, coached me about my business and my album offer, we talked about how I've been making music for over 20 years, been writing songs for 27 years, recording songs for 22 years, streaming songs for 20 years. And we were talking about how I only broke $1,000 in streams after like something like 350,000 streams on Spotify alone, not to mention all the other streams that were happening. And when I actually broke it down and looked at what I was earning from these streams, I found out that it was literally the lowest one was 0.0000009 cents. So 0.0000009 of 1 cent, right? So when I say this thing of like, meanwhile, Black women who made hip hop magnetic are still fighting for streaming pennies and proper recognition, it's not an exaggeration. This is real shit. This is why artists are struggling and broke, because that's not even minimum wage. That's not living wage. So this is also, in addition to Pride Month, it's also Black Music Month. So this Black Music Month, we are rewriting the narrative and we're rewriting her story. Let me tell y'all something that still haunts me to this day, okay? Nina Simone, one of the fiercest, most iconic voices of the 20th century, died in 2003. And y'all can always hop in the comments if you need to fact check me, like, nah, Coco, that didn't happen. Hop in and help us out. But it is my recollection and understanding that she passed in 2003. And when she did, she didn't even own the rights to most of her own music. She had spent years in legal battles, watching corporations profit from the very sound she used to heal and to fight. Y'all hear me? Nina Simone spent years in legal battles, watching corporations profit from the very sound that she used to heal herself and others and to fight oppression. Songs like For Women and Mississippi Goddamn, the ones that gave us power, were licensed and looped without her full control. She once said, "Hi, love." She once said, "I'll tell you what freedom is to me, no fear." Y'all remember that quote? But how free are we really if we don't own our own voices and our own likeness? And she's not the only one. Y'all remember big love, rest in paradise to Nina Simone and also to Angie Stone, a founder of The Sequence, one of hip hop's first female rap groups. I know some people are like, nah, The Sequence was more industry. It wasn't a rap group. But to me, The Sequence was one of hip hop's first female rap groups that helped lay the foundation for this entire genre. But how many people even knew that? Okay. How many awards, headlines, and royalty checks reflect her influence? This system was never built to protect us. It was never meant to pay us what we're worth. And that's exactly why I created this capsule. So I don't know if y'all have been hearing about it. I don't have a ton of IG social media traction. I don't know, the algorithm switched up, but we still out here showing up to connect and to elevate the vibrations and to communicate and learn, regardless of what the algorithm is saying. And I have been posting a lot about this capsule. So if you've heard me talk about the capsule, then you might know about it already. But if you're just tuning in, like, Coco, what is this capsule thing? Here's the short of it. Trigger warning, Confessions of a Black Feminist Rapper, Part 2. Okay, because Part 1 is on the streaming platforms. On the streaming platforms with more than 100,000, streams total. And that's one of those that I could tell you, like, barely made any money off of it, even though it's like this beautiful work of art. And I'm glad that I have all that music up there because look, it's accessible, right? But Trigger Warning, Confessions of a Black Feminist Rapper Part 2 is my next studio album. I'm currently working on it, and I'm not dropping it on streaming. I'm delivering it through a limited edition capsule, a sacred, intentional, high art experience. The capsule includes an autographed limited edition vinyl, a digital download code, a custom lyric book. I was born in 1987. I remember cassette tapes and CDs where you pull out the liner notes and you unfold it, and maybe it was a big ass poster of the artist. And then you looked on the different squares and there was like each track with the name of the song, the lyrics, and then all the artists who collaborated, who were credited. So there's a custom lyric book, but it's bound like a journal so that you get the lyrics, and then there's an open page for you to enter what you want to enter, because hip hop is a what? Let me see if y'all know what time it is. Hip hop is a what? Hip hop is a call and response. Hip hop is a conversation, right? So hip hop is not this passive thing where y'all just get to stream and absorb and consume. It's I'm gonna give you the call and you gonna do the response, right? I'm gonna tell you the story of the little Black girl who survived, who came up out of the mud and exists as a lotus blossom, blooming and thriving, not despite the mud she came up out of, but because of the mud. And because I know that I came up out the mud and I exist as a lotus blossom because of that mud, I know that it must be true about y'all too. So this is not just about me telling my story. This is actually about, this is part of why hip hop is so powerful, because as you listen to my story and the sonic backdrop that I'm painting, follow me, with Confessions of a Black Feminist Rapper Part 2, Trigger Warning, you're of course going to think about yourself and your inner child and your early childhood and what it was, all the obstacles that you overcame, right? So it comes with this dope custom lyric book that allows you to absorb the stories and read through the lyrics, but also to respond. And as y'all know, like I said in the beginning, I'm the music midwife, meaning I spent over 20 years helping Grammy award winning, like, I don't know, artists do their thing, but also in classrooms, in after school programs, one-on-one with artists in sessions, helping folks bring and birth their precious purpose-driven ideas and creativity in songs. So it has this dope custom lyric book, and I'm starting to see some of those custom lyric books pop up around town. And you know what? Hey, I ain't mad. It also comes with a 12-month ritual drop series. So music, meditations, handwritten notes. And folks have already pre-ordered the album. And so that actually begins, those ritual drops begin on Monday, the 30th of June. But let me get back to the other things that the capsule has. It also has a ticket pass to all secret location tour concerts. So there are 10 secret location concerts around this country that are going to be happening in 2026. And when you order this capsule, it comes with the pass. And 10% of the proceeds are donated to Black Gold Movement, supporting Black women and girls in hip hop worldwide who are using their gift and using hip hop to bring joy, bring healing, bring systems level change into the world. Oh, you didn't know? Yes. You could look it up, blackgoldmovement.org. It's an organization that I actually launched alongside my for-profit business in 2021. And I just got tired of being the light-skinned Black girl face of every single initiative that we launched, because although my story is powerful and I work really hard to be about the business of like what I say I'm about, my story is not the only story. We need every single Black woman and girl, all the presentations, all the walks of life from outside of the US, from the different identities that are not being amplified and supported and resourced. We need everybody at the table getting to speak their piece in order to get the full picture, all the solutions, perspectives, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what Black Gold Movement is about. And we're transitioning right now to a foundation. So with this capsule, 10% of every single capsule goes towards that, because I need my Oprah moment, okay? I need to be able to be like, you get a micro grant, you get a micro grant. What you need? You need housing? Cool. Whatever you need this resource for, like, I want you to have it so you can keep walking in your purpose in alignment with your destiny. Artists should not have to pay us in order to bring forth their gift and their healing to this world. We should pay them. We can create those systems. So anyway, so 10% of every sale goes to that. So this isn't merch. This is not even just a moment. It's a movement for real. And I started this offering at 1,000 capsules at $1,000 each. But once I saw what we were really building, and I say we because this isn't just something that, although it is really dope and innovative, this model, this new model that I've come up with, this Black feminist reimagining of the music industry, I don't need to be the only one to use this model. Let's all use this model, right? Let's all use this model in the way that Leonardo da Vinci sold that $450.3 million painting. Let's all be able to create wealth and redistribute it, because it's not about taking the bag and running to the hills and building a fortress away from like our community. It's really about being able to circulate that wealth. And for those of us who are here in the belly of the beast in the United States, we need to be able to circulate that wealth throughout the African diaspora back to the continent, baby. Because we as African heritage people who were bought, sold, stolen, taken across oceans, transported, we are that Black gold. We are that brilliance, that genius, that resource. And we can, with our love and with our minds and with our creativity, really turn the tide. And that's what Black Gold Movement is all about, is turning around the resource and having it, instead of having, the continent of Africa and the African diaspora across the transatlantic slave trade routes be like bleeding and hemorrhaging out resource, right? With this disproportionate impact of the climate crisis on the continent of Africa and on Black people and frontline communities. We really want to be able to say, okay, we're here in the belly of the beast. How do we turn this resource back around and make sure that everybody is getting what they need? So yeah, so basically, let's create new models as artists that bring in abundant resource and circulate that shit and redistribute that wealth. So the offering started as 1,000 capsules for $1,000. But once I saw what we were really building, a system rooted in value, sovereignty, and sacred redistribution, I had to shift it. So now there are only 500 capsules that will ever exist. We've already sold several of them. And this is not because of scarcity, but it's because legacy demands intention. And I know that that's what I'm building, even if people can't see the vision just yet. They're like, this crazy ass bitch, Coco, what the fuck is she talking about? She want $1,000 from us? There are payment options actually, as low as like $53 a month. So I'm sure there's, for many people, not everyone, for many people, there's somewhere in their spending where they're like, okay, like I went to the strip club 5 times this month. Maybe I could afford to put $53 towards a Black feminist reimagining of the music industry. For some people, it's not. And I understand that, but we get to make our own decisions. Legacy demands intention, and value has a frequency. So just 63 of the capsules remain at the legacy price of $997. And on June 16th, the next frequency activates. So what does that mean? The price rises to $2,500 on June 16th. So if they thought I was a crazy bitch before, honey, they're gonna gag on June 16th because I I want people to understand that these anthems, these beautiful sonic backdrops, think about Tracy Chapman talking about a revolution. You think that's worth 0.0000009 of a penny? No. These are the anthems that literally give us life. This is the armor that we take into the battle against oppression. This is what I know when I'm like on my back in despair, just feeling like flattened by the systems of oppression. This is the music that I pour into myself to wake my spirit up, to remind myself that I stand on my ancestors' shoulders, to remind myself, look, this world down here is many, but you were put down here for a purpose. You're here to give an offering. So like, let's get it. You stand on the shoulders of so many before you who had to face things that you could never even imagine, right? So we need to start resourcing our Black women and girl artist disruptors, okay? In the same way that we would walk through a fine art museum and be like, oh, I, I can't wait until I can afford to put a Basquiat up on my wall. Why don't we do that? Is it the anti-Blackness, the sexism, the classism, the internalized oppression that makes us look at hip hop as, not as valuable as we would see like a piece of fine art? Question mark. So anyway, I have some questions for you, but um June 16th, the capsule's price rises to 2,500. Right now until the 16th, there are 63. Literally count them. 63 capsules left at $9.97. There's 500 capsules altogether, but some have already been bought. And so if you want one between now and the 16th, and you want that payment option, or you got the racks to slide, like I'll tell you in a second how to get it. But I'm not just selling music, okay? I'm delivering the the a model where Black women, femmes, and girls, other marginalized musicians, not just hip hop artists, are paid, protected, and remembered. This is reparations in rhythm. This is what it looks like to build new systems. We can't just spend our breath and our life force energy being like, fuck the system. What are we doing with our life force energy, with our time and our gifts while we're here on the planet? We must, as it's not like the system, because people always talk about like capitalism is crumbling, it's collapsing. Yes. And as it crumbles and collapses, we're building. We're building. We might not see everything, but just like we stand on the shoulders of those before, I think about my ancestors that had to be born and die under the project of slavery. Like that's hundreds of years. I'm talking about centuries with this same reality. How do you reimagine, or how do you imagine a reality outside of that when you were born and died in this oppressive system, and your mother and your grandmother and your grandfather and your cousin and your best friend and your partner and so there were so many people who resisted, abolitionists and folks who resisted from within the system, whose shoulders we stand upon, who never got to see necessarily the fruits of their labor, but we do, right? So that being said, y'all, I get a little worked up, but I'm not selling music. I'm delivering a future where Black women, femmes, and girls in hip hop are paid, protected, and remembered. And like I said, it's reparations and rhythm. So this is what it truly looks like to build new systems. And I'm inviting you to be a part of it. And I think this is really exciting. You know, Thomas Edison was a tyrant, but Thomas Edison created the phonograph. And I have a whole another episode about that. So I'll talk to y'all about that later. But they looked at Thomas Edison like, you crazy. When he was like, okay, y'all, so it's no musicians in the room, but I got this little piece of tinfoil. And when you put the needle on it, it makes sounds like it's musicians in the room. Like they were like, bruh, you're wildin'. So we have to be willing to like reimagine new systems and new models and new ways to deliver our gift and our calling and our voice, and not ways that end up exploiting whole groups of people, right? Because we know that the music industry is literally built on the backs of the disembodied voices of Black genius. Um, oh, okay. Somebody in the comments going off. All right. So tonight, I want you to ask yourself, what does it look like to fund what we say we believe in? How do we honor the labor and brilliance of Black women, not just in word, but in currency? Because it's all fine and good to be like, oh yeah, like, I love Black women. You go, girl. Ooh, you're an artist disruptor. That's amazing, right? That's all fine and good. I love you, Emily. Thank you for hanging and rocking with me. But that's all fine and good. But we actually need to create models where it's possible for these Black women and girls, these artist disruptors, to be able to sustainably give this gift. And you know that when Black women get free, everybody get free. Y'all know that? Because of the hierarchy of oppression, if we make sure that Black women are well resourced, not only are Black women well versed and brilliant in making sure that everyone eats, but also it disrupts the hierarchy of oppression such that, okay, well, if we create a model that's going to work to make sure that Black women are well resourced, then guess what? Everybody else gets that model too. Okay. Mark my words. They're looking at me like I'm crazy right now, but I'm gonna tell y'all gonna start seeing all these capsules pop up. You're gonna start seeing artists selling, their projects as this full-fledged journey, and that is good. I just need people to give me my props, give me my credit. But anyway, how do we honor the labor and brilliance of Black women, not just in word, but in currency? And what new systems are we willing to build? Okay. Because if fine art is worth millions, what's the price of a freedom song? Right? If you feel the shift, if you feel the call, go to the link in my bio and reserve your capsule. Okay. The first single, Perfect Love, is out now, but it's not on the streaming sites. Guess why? I could make myself 0.000009 cents on 1 cent. Okay, I don't need their help. I can make much more than that. But when you sign up for my newsletter, you get access to a free listening link. I'm not gonna let you download it just yet. That's just for people who own the capsule, but you can listen to it, and I'm gonna play it for y'all in just a moment. Play the music, feel it, then decide, right? Every artist has like, oh, yo, my next song is dope, it's fly, it's the best, it's hot, it's fire. I'm not gonna tell you none of that. Go listen to this shit. If you go on my website, click the limited edition album capsule tab. The music will start playing automatically. If you don't like it, keep it pushing, right? You don't have to love it, but I bet you're gonna fuck with it. Let's make her story. It's Black Music Month. It's Pride Month. Like, let's make her story. Let's fucking get it. Let's stand on business and let's stand together. I love y'all for real, for real. And again, go to the link in my bio. There are 63 capsules left at $9.97. Don't be one of them sad face people looking at the price like, this bitch really is about to charge me $2,500 for the capsule. Because you know what? Don't try me because I might bring that shit up. You might blink and now it's 5,000. So go get it at $9.97 right now. Like I said, there's payment options. I literally know folks who are paying $53 a month, right? And it's a whole journey. You want to hear one more time what's inside this capsule? If you missed this episode, honey, you really missed the tea. The capsule includes an autographed, limited edition vinyl record, a digital download code, because I know some of y'all don't got record players, but trust and believe, you gonna love it 10 years from now when your capsule is worth $10,000, $20,000, $100,000, because you got some like real, actual, like physical keepsake, and you at a party with DJ Premier and he put on the Coco Peila Confessions of a Black Feminist Rapper Part 2. And everybody goes gaga and bananas because they're like, what? You have a real vinyl? There's only 500 of those in the world. Yeah, keep calling me crazy. Watch this shit. Private digital album download, the custom lyric book, which I talked about before, 12-month ritual drop series, which is like this beautiful sacred dispatch that floats into your inbox once a month for 12 months. If anyone's ever gotten a video message, a handwritten message, an email from me, it's like a sacred affirmation, inspirational meditation, like no lie. And so you get one of those with like a link to unreleased music, meditations, handwritten notes. You get the ticket pass to all 10 Secret Location tour concerts. We have confirmed Oakland, California, Los Angeles, California, Antioch, California, Washington, D.C., New York City, Philly, Oberlin, Ohio, Seattle, Washington, ATL. So we got some good shit coming up. And when you get that capsule, you also get the pass to all of those. So you could pull up to the one that's closest to your city or in your city, or you could be like, I'm gonna pull up to all of them, which is amazing because the other people are gonna have to pay and trust. It's gonna be a lot of money. If you don't trust me, ask the people who came to the April 11th Golden Era party and ask them what they paid for the VIP ticket. So it's well worth it. And then, of course, like I said, 10% of the proceeds are donated to Black Gold Movement, supporting Black women and girls in hip hop worldwide who are using their gifts to elevate this shit, to break down these systems of oppression. Okay. Y'all ready to close out with some music? Again, the question that I want you to sit with is, what does it look like to fund what we say we believe in? How do we honor the labor and brilliance of Black women and girls, not just in our words, because that's performative. You got to align them words with them actions and them actions with them dollars, okay? So not just in word, but in currency. And what new systems are we willing to build? All right, y'all. So this is Perfect Love off my next album, Confessions of a Black Feminist Rapper Part 2. That's my next studio album. It drops next year. And the capsule is called For the Lotus Blossom Who Came Up Out the Mud. The capsule is what I am delivering my next studio album to you in. Thank you, Nicole. And this is the first single off the album. It's called Perfect Love. Let's take it off of mute. Come on now. Oh, here it is. I'm a millennial. I'm like, wait, where's the song? Like champagne, perfect life. Can you hear it? You can purchase me, you perfect life. Don't be searching, perfect life. When they feel like you searching for someone that searching. Are you searching for the perfect life? And purchase, thank you, perfect life. You can't hear the searching for someone that searching. Dear, it's some things I never told you. First time we got down, you didn't ask me, you just rolled through. Pushed up in my body, and left me cold, dude. Looked me in the eyes and said it wasn't enough froze. I was 3 the first time I met, took advantage. By the time I met you, I could escape, my body vanished. Endure discomfort and abuse, ignore it and abandon it. My temple rocked, my skin and bones, I fled them when it panicked. We was friends, I liked you, but I wasn't ready for it. After I laid awake and shocked my gut and not a torment, as numbness set in. I imagine fairy tales above me, maybe we can be the perfect couple, but then you showed me away. Became so cold and distant. I thought that maybe it was some inside that I was missing, or something about the way I looked outside my brain was drifting. Thank God my loved ones helped me, let me cry dry eyes and listen. Huh. Are you searching? Purchase. Thank you. Help me searching. Yeah, Karina, it's some things I never told you. That today happened and I was valid. I love, hold you, honor and protect you, cherish, love and respect you. Anybody could get it. They try you, they gon' get checked too. It wasn't your fault that you froze up. It wasn't your fault, but he chose not. It wasn't your fault that you gave up. Stop saying no, huh? It wasn't your fault. You didn't know, now you know, huh? You ain't no victim. Baby, listen. Get your hair long till you glisten. We gonna do some counseling, therapy and shit, meditation, affirmation and shit, joy and laughter, celebrate in this shit, prayer and gratitude, elevate in this shit, huh? Um, okay, well. Um, that is Perfect Love. If you're not already signed up for the newsletter, sign up for it and you'll get that free private listening link. And like I said, y'all better snatch these MFing mother loving capsules. 997 until June 16th when the price goes up to 2,500. And I love y'all. Thanks for rocking with me. This is amazing. And okay, bye. See you next week on the Let's Make a Classic podcast. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking I might want to like drop more than one a week, but at least for now, we know that we have Women in Hip Hop Wednesdays. You will always see me on Wednesday. And yeah, we did our first podcast episode on the Coco Peila YouTube channel today. So that's kind of exciting. Our official episode one of the podcast and episode 6 of Women in Hip Hop Wednesdays. Lots of information, link in bio. Love y'all. Okay, peace. Helium 5. I wonder if anybody is tuned in on YouTube. Well, listen, YouTube, this was incredible. I'm so excited about this new podcast, especially because y'all don't know how long I've been wanting to do a podcast, and my perfectionism was getting in the way. So you know what? We're gonna hop into it. We're gonna be streaming live from Zoom moving forward every single week. For now, we know for sure it'll be Women in Hip Hop Wednesdays, but if we really get cracking, I might add in an extra episode. And this is just lovely. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you love it. I hope it's everything. But yeah, for real, for real. Mm.